Namaste, this is Ali, and thank you for being here with me. This is day one of our Earth Week challenge, and if you're a member or a subscriber on my YouTube channel, this is a little different than some of my other videos that you might be used to. This is a challenge that I'm hosting on my blog, so if you're interested, you can look at the link below, and that will take you over to show you what's going on over on my blog this week. So I'm excited with how many wonderful beings have come together in this group. It's incredibly inspiring to me. I'm so happy about it. There's a growing stream of humanity who understands the enormity of the challenge that we face together. And this stream of humans is gaining so much momentum. There's so much momentum. There's all these little rivulets feeding into this great momentum that's of strength and knowledge and innovation that's happening. So these humans, they are willing to devote their lives to a future of hope, to a future of kindness, of security, of learning, of activism, and regeneration of the planet. So welcome to the group. Thank you for being one of these humans. As you know, many of you know, the stakes for our planet have never been higher. The sea levels are literally rising. Shit's getting real over here, okay? So there's a fear there. There's generally people are sicker than they've ever been before. We're actually poisoning ourselves. We're poisoning ourselves, we're poisoning our children and the planet. And this is a lot. It's a lot to take in. It can be a lot to process. It can feel like you want to stick your head in the sand, or even it's hard sometimes to even feel hopeful about the situation. However, if you've practiced meditation with me the other week, you'll know that feelings of hope, feelings of hopeful emotions are not possible without inspired action. Okay, so inspired action, and that means goals, agency, and pathways that move us forward. So we'll be discussing a lot of these. So my goal, my personal goal with this challenge is to present a few hopeful ideas, concepts and actions that we can take, small and big, and I'm going to try to keep these videos as brief as I possibly can, because I can talk for days. I can talk for days on these different subjects, and there's so much. There's this vast knowledge of all of these amazing ideas. So what I really want to highlight is I want your participation. So what ideas are landing for you? What are you going to implement? But more importantly, I'm only just going to be scratching the surface with what I'm talking about in each video of what's possible. So I'm going to be asking you guys to share your favorite ideas and resources in the comments, sharing your favorite recipes, your favorite resources, your books, your documentaries, your blogs and different resources. I want those in the comments, and I would love to keep all of the comments and resource sharing in the blog post so that people can just go back to the blog post and find everything, all of our communal efforts and resources in one place. So we can keep this communication as a place of sharing and finding all sorts of new and hopeful resources and ideas. And I'll be giving you prompts about what types of resources to share on each particular day of the challenge. And I'd really love my environmental heroes to chime in and share their knowledge with us all, because we have a whole bunch of my own personal environmental heroes in the group, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here. So thank you for being here and for sharing your knowledge with us. So I feel very strongly that we don't need a handful of people doing sustainability perfectly. What we need is billions of people who care enough doing it imperfectly. And as you will learn over the course of this challenge, I'm so far from perfect. In fact, I don't even believe in perfection, as it's such a relative concept. Everybody will disagree on different things. So I will share with you lots of my epic fails and where I've regressed and where I've been able to move forward and how I can continue to move forward despite these failures or doing bad things or being judged by others and all these types of things. So I'd really like to keep this challenge in a way that will foster I want to foster an inclusive and non-judgmental community space, okay, where we can all share what we've learned, what we're implementing, and gather new resources and inspirations together. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what you've learned or implemented so far. What matters is that you're here. You're here. That makes an impact, and baby steps make an impact. So consistency compounds over time. So don't underestimate the tiny little choices that you're able to implement each day and turn into a lifestyle, and a lifestyle can gradually shift over time. So there's power in numbers. The more people that join this challenge and come together around our mutual goal of saving this planet for future generations, the more the ripple effects we will send out over time as a community. And over the years, these sustainability practices, learning and sharing together and putting concepts into practice and systems into place by large numbers of people will have astounding effects on our environment and the health and safety of our children and our babies. And so once again, just thank you for being here. I'm just going to dive right in now. Over the next 5 days, we'll explore all sorts of ways that you can impact the planet. Day 1 today, we'll explore personal care. Day 2, we'll explore the home. Day 3, fashion, consumerism, fast fashion, and these types of topics. Day 4, food. You can make an incredibly huge impact with your food choices. And day 5, we'll explore zero waste concepts, closed loop systems, and these type of things. So don't feel overwhelmed if you're not familiar with any of these concepts. We're going to learn and share together. And if any of the concepts that we share seem extreme or really different to you, don't worry. Just let the information land, and little tiny things might land here and there and make a difference over time. So this might be like a fire hose of information for some people. So I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. And yeah, let's just dive right in. So personal care. So I'd love to start with this is where I got started with my journey. I always kind of considered myself like someone who cares about the environment. I would do these projects as a child on the rainforest, and I really felt like I cared. But I was also just kind of going along with the general culture of like eating fast food and buying lots of stuff and putting all these products on my body without even questioning what was in them, all of these types of things. So I also felt like I was being greenwashed a lot. I didn't have a lot of money when I was younger, and I would try to buy these products from health food stores that I'd look at the ingredients and I'd still not know what any of them were, and I'd be paying like $12 for a bottle of like spray cleaner and stuff like that. So like it wasn't feeling like a sustainable journey for me, this journey of sustainability. So what I want to try to bring to light in this challenge is that we can indeed make sustainability sustainable for us to actually continue to practice. So I've got some notes here that I want to touch on. So yeah, where I got started really was when my father-in-law got sick and my dad was really sick, and we lost both of them in a very short period of time, both to cancer. And it got me really researching and reading and learning about this whole concept. One of the books that I read was called, what was it called? Anti-cancer, it was what it was called, and it talked about this idea of like the cocktail of chemicals that we're putting into ourselves every day. And so where I started was actually on the part of the body that is considered to be what's called the holobiome. So if anybody's not familiar with that, that includes our microbiome in our gut and the biome on our skin and around us. Like there's a cloud of bacteria living on us and around us. So one of the things that my first ever 200-hour yoga teacher taught me was that our skin has to actually absorb everything that we put on it, and then it is actually goes through our digestive system. Our digestive system has to then detoxify and take those chemicals somehow out of our body. So this was a bit of a wake-up call for me, because as I started to study what was in some of these products that we're putting on our faces and on our bodies, it's like full-blown plastics and like estrogens, fake estrogens, and all sorts of things that are not only hurting our bodies and our holobiome, which is the key to longevity and health, and we'll talk more about this, but it's also going into our environment via, washing it off and going down the drain or going down the toilet or whatever that looks like. So learning to take care of my holobiome was kind of where I started. And what my main rule was when I first started out with this was that everything I put on my skin had to be like food grade. If it's not something that's food grade that my body couldn't digest in that way, then it didn't belong on my skin. So I started with a lot of sort of DIY recipes, and I'm going to put a PDF in the blog post that you guys can download with a bunch of my favorite recipes, so I don't have to go into it too much here. But yeah, our skin absorbs and digests everything, and it's interesting too, the studies that are coming out about like this sort of cloud of fumes that people are walking around with some of the products that they put on their body. They've even done studies in cities where this fume of chemicals that is actually coming off of the humans and their bodies and the products that they're putting on their bodies is more toxic than the car exhaust in rush hour traffic. So just take that in for a moment. That's really interesting. And it's really, really not good news for our holobiome, which is the key to our health. So I'd want to know, first of all, this is my first thing that I want you guys to start chiming in on. What are your favorite products? Let's start posting some of our favorite products that you can research and buy in the comments. Food grade products. Let's start with food grade products and companies. So I'm going to start sharing some of my favorite ones now, and I've just brought a huge laundry basket full of literally every product that I own and have right now. So I'm going to start with my morning routine, which is I start with oral hygiene, and I'm really passionate about oral hygiene because there's all sorts of really interesting research coming out in the health fields about, pancreatic cancer coming from bacterium from the mouth, certain types of Alzheimer's coming from gingivitis. There's a direct sort of, if you don't maintain this barrier, kind of like your gut barrier, you need to maintain your gut barrier and heal any leaky gut that's going on, if anybody's familiar with that concept. Same thing in your mouth. And same thing with not allowing these, like one of the causes of Alzheimer's is gingivitis, actually, the bacteria from gingivitis. We'll get into the brain. So, first thing I do, tongue scraping. This you can get from Rasa Ayurveda, that's where I got it. I'll post a link to my Dinacharya morning routine also in the blog, so you guys can check that out if you want. And I use their tooth powder as well. So this tooth powder, this is my toothbrush. It's black. It's got charcoal in it. I love their tooth powder, and I also sometimes will put a drop of frankincense or something like that on my toothbrush, followed by Gandusha, which is oil pulling. So that actually, if you pull the oil through for 20 minutes each morning, not only does it literally pull the plaque off of my teeth, and from my retainer that I've got there, it pulls it out. I can see it. I spit it out, and I can see all this white stuff that comes, same thing that comes off my tongue scraper. It's called ama in the yoga tradition. Anyway, it comes out of my mouth. And also, if you are familiar with the concept that the blood circulates through the whole body every 20 minutes, it's actually pulling toxins and pathogens from your bloodstream into the oil, and then you can get rid of that. So that's what I do each morning in terms of my oral hygiene. What about my skin? So let's talk about my face next. So, and again, please share in the comments any of these things that you're implementing, or any questions about any of the things, and share your resources. Like if you have maybe you have a great resource for like make your own toothpaste. What's my hair doing? That type of thing, please share. Mouthwash is one to be careful of. There's antibacterial products in the mouthwash sometimes that will actually kill the good bacteria. So you want to be careful that you're not using products that are going to decimate your holobiome, okay? So, Vata Ubtan, this is how I wash my face. So this again is a Rasa Ayurveda product. I love it. I use that, or I do my own oil. This is just simply, this is an old bottle from Rasa that I filled up with jojoba oil and a little bit of tea tree oil. So I sort of steam my face, or I put like a warm cloth on my face, and then I spray this on, rub it around. It pulls the dirt and oil from my pores. That's what oil pulling does. And then again, I use a warm face cloth to wash it off. My face, it feels like I've had literally a facial after I do that. So be careful with soaps. Some of the soaps are antibacterial. They'll kill the little buddies on your skin. So you want to be careful. And also you want to be careful with using things that pull all the oil out of your skin, because then your skin just starts producing more and more oil. And some of these oils are what some of the bad bugs like to feast on if you're overly oily. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Vata toner, this is I'll spray on my face. There's oil in here as well. I love having oil all over myself. Some of you know this about me. I'm a very Vata elevated person most of the time, so all the oil, like I just love to be covered in oil. This is a rose hydrosol. Sometimes I'll use that on my face. And then I make my own little oils as well that I put on my face. This one is amber oil and or amber resin, sorry, and some shea butter. This one's a shea butter and rose oil, maybe some sea buckthorn, a few different things. And I love amber. I use this, I sell this stuff actually in my studio. This is what I use as perfume. So I just take a little bit of amber resin, I put it on my wrist, and then I rub it together into my skin, and it smells beautiful, and there's no chemicals at all. It's completely natural. Another thing I do is I wash my eyes as part of the morning routine, and then there's this isn't just a little offside thing, but this was very protective for the eyes. It's an Ayurvedic kajal. And then my hair, this is where I'd love people to chime in. I feel like I've got my face stuff and my skin kind of pretty figured out, but my hair, I've been on a real journey with my hair and what's been happening with my hair. So I completely detoxed my hair at one point. It was a really not a fun process. It was really gross for a while. And then it started to go into its natural oil production, and everything was fine. I didn't have to really wash my hair anymore, or when I did, I would do like a homemade hair wash that I would do like once a week or every 2 weeks even. My husband's really lucky. His hair is short and he doesn't have to wash his hair at all. He just like water, done. So I've been on a bit of a journey with my hair, because what happened was I was a bridesmaid for one of my dear friends, and I was like, I gotta wash my hair for the wedding. I'm gonna just use shampoo, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna make a big difference. Okay, after your hair is detoxed from products like that, and then you use one again, it was a disaster. I had like crazy flakes, dry skin, like dandruff, to the point that my friends were like, dude, what's going on with your head? So since then I've kind of reverted back to, I'm using some shampoo and conditioner that my lovely hairdresser has got me onto, and so it's they're environmental friendly, and you can find environmentally friendly shampoos and conditioners, and I'll put a PDF together with some of those products. But please share your favorite ones below. One of the things I like to use is this hair oil from Rasa Ayurveda. Again, I went through a phase there where I was doing the Moroccan method. If anybody knows anything about the Moroccan method or has any comments about that, it's basically a clay. It's a clay shampoo. So if you've tried that, let me know how it went with you. This is from Suds, which I found at the yoga conference this year, and this is actually a dry shampoo that you can put in your hair. So, hairbrush, anyway, pretty much a difficult journey for me, this whole hair thing. So I'd love to hear anybody that's had some success stories with hair and the environment, and what are your thoughts? What do you do? Let's see, so we've done skin. Oh, then skin on the body. I use this dry brushing brush sometimes on my skin from Rasa. I'm really all about, I told you guys, I'm really all about the Abhyanga and oiling my skin, or doing baths with oil. This is actually a breast butter that I made at one of our women's retreats here. It's amazing. It's got cocoa butter in it. Shea butter. I make my own sunscreen, so I've got lots of those. I'll post some links to some of my recipes. I'll put some recipes on my blog so that you guys can make your own sunscreens if you want. I've tested this and it really does work. So I've tried it, you know, versus if I just put coconut oil on my skin versus these sunscreens that I make that are 100% natural and food grade. It really does a great job at protecting my skin from sunburn. So depending on the fairness of your skin, something to consider is the amount of chemicals that are in the sunscreens. It's very scary. It's very, very, very scary. So let's take a moment to research that. If you're using conventional sunscreens, just do a little bit of research on that and see what you find, because I think you're going to find that it's actually it's quite alarming. So another thing I wanted to share was for women hygiene, things like Diva cups. These are these little tiny organic tampons that I have in my studio for people that might need them. We also have this contraption on our toilet. It's called a tushy, and it sprays your bum. So you use a lot less toilet paper this way. We've cut down on our toilet paper usage by a lot, actually. Deodorant is a question that I get from people a lot. So I want people to share your favorite deodorant recipes below. One of my favorite deodorants is by one of our sponsors, or one of our partners for this challenge, which is Sweet Flowering Wellness. And she does these amazing deodorants, all sorts of different scents with clay and different things. And I love those. I don't have one here to show you at the moment. I forgot that. Sorry about that. But oh, here's something that she made me. This is a rose elixir. Anyway, it's not to do with beauty, but I do love her products. And this is just like a rose elixir. You put it under your tongue. It's awesome. Okay, baths. I love making baths. I just do like baking soda and salt and a few different herbs, some that are grown locally or in my own garden. Part of my morning routine is neti pot and things like, if anybody's ever heard of the dinacharya routine, the nasya oil, really great for nourishing the sinuses. This is an ear oil. I put it in my ears every morning. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about my products. I'd love to hear about what you guys are doing and what's working for you guys. For the shower, I simply just use a bar of soap, be careful with soap. I went for a while there, I was doing like a shampoo bar in my hair. I don't think I picked a very good product that time around. It didn't work out for my hair so well. But also, this might be TMI, but don't let your husband confuse it with an actual bar of soap and use it on his genitals, because that turns out terribly, as we've found. Yeah, so be careful with that. So yes, things to be aware of. Well, I'm going to put in the PDF a list of chemicals to watch out for if you're buying products. It's best, again, I think, to get food grade products just to protect your holobiome and your digestive system. Let's see, what else? So beware of chemical estrogens, that they bind to different things in your body, and it's not a good scene. So I want you guys to post your favorite brands below and some resources, recipes, favorite recipes, that type of thing. And I'd love to just touch on makeup real quick. I don't really use makeup on my face. I have a little bit on my face right now. I use it so infrequently that I haven't bought new stuff in like years. When I do, I'll probably make my own or find products that I really like, but I'm not a great resource for that right now. And those of you who are going to chime in and tell me how disgusting that is, I already know. I'm really stubborn. I don't like to waste things. I'm aware of how disgusting it is. They're already full of chemicals anyways, so who cares? There's bacteria. I get it. Thank you for your concern though. So please, 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 this is a very non-judgmental community. Don't judge what others are doing. This is your journey to sustainability. Tell me what landed for you. Tell me what you're trying. I'd love to hear your resources. Please, especially people that have like animal cruelty-free or vegan types of makeup brands. My sister Maggie will be a really good resource for this. So Maggie, I'd love you to post below about some of the best brands for those type of things. So thank you all for this, sticking with me for this whole first video. There's lots to touch on, and yeah, every single choice that we make can make a huge impact on the environment. So to win a prize, there's prizes from our partners that you can win. So Ross Ayurveda and Sweet Flowering Wellness, they're both having prize packs for this challenge. So in order to participate in that part of the challenge, you don't have to, it's totally optional. In order to participate in that part of the challenge, I want you to post a post either on Instagram or Facebook. Tell us your biggest takeaway from today's exploration, maybe what you learned or what you're going to implement, or a new thing that you're going to try, or a new product that you learned about, whatever that looks like. Whatever you're taking away from day one, post about it. Post about it on either Facebook or Instagram, and then tag us. So you'll have an email with, or even I'll put it in the blog post below as well. About the different sponsors, the different partners for this challenge. Tag us all, and you'll be entered in a chance to win one of the prizes. So you've got to post all 5 days in order to win a prize. But yeah, this just really helps us to share the knowledge, share the Earth Week goodness, and reach more people, and get other people sort of interested, like what's going on over there. You never know who you're going to touch, who's going to learn something through something that you share. So you can make a huge impact that way. So that's how you win a prize. Thank you so much for being here with me on day one. I'm going to try to keep these other videos much shorter than this one. This one went a little bit longer than I thought. Like I said, I can tend to drone on about this stuff. So I'm going to try to keep the next one super sweet and short. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to read all of your comments and learn all of the things that you guys are implementing. And I just love, learning more and getting more resources. So let's share all of the amazing things today. Okay, namaste. Thank you.